The ages when people use the term SUV to describe large all-wheel drive family vehicles are long gone. Today, the definition is loosely used to talk about any car model that possesses a slightly ruggedized exterior and raised clearance. Therefore, the numbers of small electric SUVs, also known as crossover hatches, is rapidly growing, and today we will cover their most compact representatives. Embrace the electric revolution by subscribing to our channel, and let's get technical. Initially revealed as a concept vehicle in the early 2020, the Spring crossover from the Romania Dacia is already on sale across Europe. The model measures just 147 inches in length, can carry 716 pounds of payload, and gets 10.6 cubic feet of boot space. There are 3 versions for deliveries, fleet operators, and private customers. The latter is offered in 2 trim levels, Comfort and Comfort Plus. Both are powered by a front axle-mounted electric motor rated for 45 horses and a 26.8 kilowatt-hour battery, good for 142 miles. As standard, the Spring gets a 3.5-inch media display, cloth upholstery, and air conditioning, but it's quite reserved in appearance. The Comfort Plus trim spruces it up with orange accents inside and out, plus a metallic finish on the outside. It also adds a 7-inch infotainment and parking sensors. Though Hyundai is going full steam with promoting the new Ioniq 5 crossover, let's not forget the brand's best seller, the electric version of the Kona. Subcompact, agile, and quite affordable, it is hitting its 4th production year with a slightly tweaked face, simplified trim lineup, and improved sound insulation. The car gets a smoother nose and slimmer LED lights, while its recalibrated suspension ensures a more comfortable ride. As usual, the drivetrain system is represented by a 201 horsepower motor and a 64 kilowatt-hour battery, promising 258 miles. Standard equipment list includes heated seats, keyless entry, and 8-inch infotainment with wireless smartphone connectivity. The higher limited trim adds fresh 10.25-inch instrumentation and an infotainment of the same size. This is the first model created by the joint venture between Smart's parent company Daimler and the privately held Chinese automotive giant Geely. It sits on the latter's electric SEA platform, has comparative dimensions to the Mini Cooper Countryman, and graduates Smart from the city car class to the big league of electric crossover manufacturers. The car has athletic styling, thin LED headlights, short overhangs, and huge 21-inch wheels. Inside, it offers a modern layout for 4 people, a panoramic glass roof, and a centrally positioned 12.8-inch touchscreen that functions as an infotainment and a driver's cluster. The companies do not disclose the one performance parameters, but promise that its 5-seat production version will go on sale by 2023. Support the electric future by smashing that like button and watching the video till the end. Let's proceed! You may know the Utah-based Vanderhall Motor Works for its lineup of retro-looking 3-wheeled roadsters and autocycles. However, with Brawley, the company is trying itself in a completely new niche of electric off-roaders. The model measures just 147.5 inches long, has approach and departure angles of 90 degrees, and rides on 18-inch wheels wrapped in rugged 35-inch tires. Its ground clearance reaches 18 inches, while the suspension features internal bypass shocks and offers 22 inches of travel. The SUV comes powered by 4 electric motors, delivering a combined output of 404 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, depending on your needs. The 300-volt battery can have 40 or 60 kilowatt-hour capacity. The larger pack is expected to offer 200 miles, while also being able to recharge to 80% in under an hour. The VW's concept previews a future entry-level vehicle that will sit below the ID3 hatchback in the brand's lineup. Though based on the downside version of the MEB platform, the ID Life is fitted with a confident 57 kilowatt battery that juices a 234 horsepower e-motor for nearly 250 miles of range. The first thing a keen eye will notice is that the Life concept does not share any styling cues with company's existing electric cars. The mini crossover rolls on large 20-inch wheels, while its removable roof and the hood are made of recycled PET bottles. Inside the cabin, the second row seats can be flattened to maximize cargo space or transformed into a cinema lounge to watch films on the integrated projector screen. For the past 3 years, the German e-car manufacturer has been playing in the evolving urban mobility segment with their e-Go Live hatchback. Now the company is preparing to launch a crossover version of the model, labeled a city utility vehicle. The concept cross gains bigger 17-inch alloy wheels wrapped in off-road tires, a new front apron, and black wheel arch cladding. Inside the cabin, the wild-looking micro SUV offers a raised seating position. The Cross relies on a more powerful electric motor producing 98 horsepower and has a larger capacity battery. The company is yet to detail the exact numbers, but a regular model has a 21.5 kilowatt-hour pack with an estimated WLTP range of 78 miles. Knowing that the necessary infrastructure development is struggling to keep pace with the number of electric vehicles being produced, the Munich-based startup approaches the challenge of electrifying mobility from a different perspective. Targeting developing markets, especially the fleet sector, the City One is a cheap electric car for the city with standard swappable batteries. The latter's 24 kilowatt-hour capacity is enough for 149 miles of range, but that can be almost doubled by replacing 4 suitcases with a total capacity of 10 kilowatt-hour located under the boot. There's also an optional roof box carrying more batteries. And finally, the interior of the City One is modular, so it quickly transforms from a taxi to a cargo van. Based on the French cult model R5 GT, the Super Mini is reimagined as a ruggedized city commuter with futuristic rectangular LED headlights, closed-off grille with a backlit brand name, boxy wheel arches, and flush door handles. In 2022, the 5-door will go beyond the prototype stage and shall absorb the electric tech from the Zoe hatchback, namely its 50 kilowatt-hour battery and either 145 or 177 horsepower motors. With 245 miles of range, the Renault 5 hits a sweet spot in covering the driving needs of an average driver. As for the interior, we can expect that this EV will be a progressive on the inside, boasting bucket seats with square cushion quilting, high-tech infotainment, and a unique lighting system surrounding the headrests. Chevy Bolt has always been considered a weird hybrid of a crossover and a regular hatchback, but for the new generation of the vehicle, GM finally makes a clear distinction of the body styles. Meet the Bolt EUV with its electric subcompact crossover with 105 inches of wheelbase, 56.9 cubic feet of max cargo volume, and 39.1 inches of rear seat legroom. The newcomer is powered by the 200 horsepower motor and a 65 kilowatt-hour battery of the next generation that should be devoid of the fire hazards that plague the original Bolts. The setup ensures 247 miles within the EPA cycle and 0 to 60 sprints within 7 seconds. Among the newly introduced features, we should highlight one-pedal driving, Chevy Safety Assist package, hands-free Super Cruise driving aids, and a sports mode. The crossover version of the Bolt can be equipped with heated and ventilated seats, 10.2-inch touchscreen, and wireless smartphone connectivity. The Chinese exclusive Renault K-ZE is a platform sibling of the European Dacia Spring, so it shares the same compact dimensions and capabilities. The model is brought as motion by a combo of 26.8 kilowatt-hour battery and a 45 horsepower motor that drives the front wheels. Priced around $10,000 before incentives, the crossover seats 4, but has a very basic interior, with air conditioning, 8-inch infotainment, and rear-view camera all on the options list. We should mention that the K-ZE is manufactured by the joint venture between Nissan, Dongfeng, and Renault, so it has already spawned a couple of rebadged versions. All of our efforts are channeled to further the development of electric vehicles. Support the cause by smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel. Do not hesitate to leave your suggestions about the topics you would like us to cover in the future, and let's discuss a list of the comment section below. More exciting EV videos are suggested on the screen, and we'll see you soon.